Well, it's half of the video store is a show called Off Our Stones. We got Andrew and me and a friend Cody. We're gonna rank some fucking songs. Rank them songs. Songs gonna and rank songs. The longest list in the whole damn town. Longer than old King Kong. I'm meaner than a junkyard dog.
Hey, we're
Andrew's
back.
drinking. We're in trouble.
Yeah, baby. I don't normally drink.
I know. That's what I'm saying.
Every once in a while, I have a night where I'm like, yeah, I'm going to need this. And this might be one of those. Uh, guys, welcome back to Off Our Stones, the show where Brooklyn and I looked at the Rolling Stone Top 500 and went, amateurs, got this all wrong. Let us show you how it's done.
Funny story to kind of bring up today. I was going through my memories on Facebook, and that was on this day like 7 years ago or something. I had went through the original 2010s list, and me being the young hipster that I was like, oh come on, like no Foo Fighters. I don't think there was like any Rush on there at all, or just like man, what a sense of foreshadowing to be doing this show.
Well, the future is time is a circle. Uh, it's a facade. Uh, so Brooklyn and I made our own top 500 list. Cody is the voice of the people. Uh, Cody has admittedly been like, I don't know music as much as you guys do, but I know what good music sounds like. Uh, so he's going to be telling us if we're wrong, if we're right, and he's got 3 vetoes left before the top 50 that he can use, and he's also got 1 switcheroo that he can use before the top 20. So Cody, give us your quick thoughts on this section of the list.
So here's the thing. Uh, Barr introduced the show as, oh, we could do better. No, what really happened was the list came out, we did our episodes, and said, you know what you guys should do? You should do this. And then you did this. So this is my show. Okay? Second,
You own
uh,
half of this channel.
I do. I am an investing stake. I come up with topics and make them do it. So it's fun. Looks turn out watch the turntable. Also, brainchild of mine. And I made them do a Christmas song draft. So you're welcome for content, everybody. Here, so this list, I think we're getting into the side of the list is like, yeah, like as much as I wanted, like, I have to use free vetoes. Like, I'm not a coach heading into you can't take them with you. You don't get to keep them for the next episode or something. So I've got to burn them. Okay. Got to take them, got to use them, got to talk to the team. So I will be vetoing something all 3 episodes. So tonight, the next episode, and the next episode. So there will be a veto every episode because got to use it. But
Great.
this is
I'm
like the
terrified of
list
the
where
next
I
one.
was listening to them. I was listening to them and I was like, wow, like, yeah, like maybe not like my top favorite, but I know it from a note. I know it from instant when you hear it, like, yeah, that's the song. Like, is it top 100 of my favorite songs? No, but like for general, I think there has to be enough staying power in a song to grant it access here. So that's where I'm at. So there is a few like sure, maybe another song from that artist should have been here instead, but overall they make sense for the most part. But something will still get the axe. It will be voted off the island.
Mm.
It will be evicted.
Mm.
All the
It will
reality
be the
show
weakest link.
lines. Good night.
Yeah.
Goodbye.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's get this thing started then with our number 80. Wouldn't It Be Nice by the Beach Boys? I have this one higher, so I'm going to be starting us off. Man, this is just a joyous song. Like just the purity behind Brian Wilson's voice in this. And Mike Love's backing vocals, even though that's Mike Love. But what I also really love about it is like it's got this kind of like tarantella kind of vibe to it, where you have that. I don't know if it's an accordion or a squeeze box, where it's like something in the background. Um,
Oh yeah.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah, yeah,
I
and
think I want to say it's an accordion.
it probably is. And of course, because it's Pet Sounds, I got to bring up the motherfucking Wrecking Crew. Uh, their instrumentation is just so tight and it's precise and it's on point. It just sounds absolutely incredible. Brian Wilson, his arrangement of this is just absolutely astonishing. It is just, as I said before, one of the most joyous, honest, purest pieces of music that you can hear.
Yeah, I was actually, if you weren't going to say it, I was going to steal your line, the motherfucking Wrecking Crew. Especially when they do, like, they slowed everything down and then they pick it right back up, and then how the backing vocals just kind of fill out the rest of it, especially like at the start of it, because you get Brian Wilson. It's very kind of like, oh, I mean, like, wouldn't it be nice if we were older, then we wouldn't have to wait so long, and just kind of like, it's maybe not the best comparison, but like kind of like John Lennon, kind of like wishy, like stargazing kind of lyrics and whatnot. A couple things that I really enjoy about the song are like the toy sounding kind of piano at the start. I think that does a really good job of setting the tone, and then you get the nice like the drum that kind of catches you off guard. I really appreciate from a musician standpoint when they slow down, but they don't get right to it. They kind of like take their time to get there. And I think that's a kind of a nice way to kind of like show like progression or even just like kind of processing and whatnot. But yeah, it's everything you love about a Beach Boys song. It's great harmonies, great instrumentation, and just, kooky Brian Wilson lyrics.
There's a reason that Paul McCartney just really like rivaled the Beach Boys, and it's like songs like this. This is like the songs that you can tell that Paul McCartney was like really like, this is the kind of song like that I wish I had written. But Cody, let's go to you. What do you think about Wouldn't It Be Nice?
So I can't picture the song without Adam Sandler on a sailboat crying. Wouldn't it be nice? That's just I agree that it will not be an Oscar contender, but 51st Dates is a fucking great time. That movie was awesome growing up. I will argue, I think the song deserves it. Don't get me wrong. I would argue the general public does not know the second half of this song.
No,
yeah.
Like if I played it at that point and put a gun to someone's head and said sing it, I don't think they do it. Like it's different. I think everybody knows the wouldn't it be nice if that part, but when it goes to the good night like that, like that slows down, I don't think they know it. Like it almost becomes two different songs. Like kind of like it switched, and like when I was listening to it, I was like, I'm gonna be real. Like I was one of those people. I was like, I don't know if I've ever heard this song like 100% through. I just thought it was the same through line almost every time. So I think that was interesting. But I think the motherfucking Wrecking Crew, whatever you always say it, but whatever the fuck that means.
It's the group of session musicians that played for
the
like
people that put it together. I got it. I was just giving you shit.
Fair.
My thing is, I think the Beach Boys are just like, I think one of those staples in music that it's almost like the classic movie line in our community where it's like, you gotta respect them even if you don't like them, Like you gotta respect it. Like I respect what they did here. I just didn't love it. But no, I love a lot of Beach Boys songs, so I think it's great. And if you tie in all like the tragic shit for Brian Wilson, like his life, like it makes you appreciate Beach Boys a little bit more than you did prior. So yeah, good choice.
Yeah.
If only a band ever. Damn it, God! I was right there with the Burning Lady show.
What did you say?
There was a band. No, I was going to say, if there was only ever a band that tried to encapsulate how hard it was to write a song, but also talk about how deranged his life
Oh my
was.
God, he's talking about Brian Wilson by the Bare Naked Ladies. As I said, anyway, here's Wonderwall.
Fruit salad.
Brooklyn.
Oh no! Oh no! The sound just went off.
Yummy, yummy.
Okay, yeah. So Wonderwall. Remember how I talked like in the very start of the series and being like, yeah, Don't Stop Believing gets replayed a lot, but go back to the first time that you ever heard the song. That's what I did with this. Like as soon as it came on for re-listening for the show, like the emotional reaction was fucking Wonderwall. Like you hear it so much, and it's not as bad as it used to be in terms of replayability. But I think the thing that keeps it as a top 500 song is Noel Gallagher's vocal performance on it, in particular, Noel, Liam's performance, as to how he sustains notes, particularly in the chorus. I think that kind of gives it like the long lasting quality, because I think there's a lot of other artists that would tend to like either bend the note or like the move it on it, but I think there's just a really cool thing to kind of have that. And then I think the lyrics that like everybody kind of grabs onto, or like the casual audience grabs onto, is like there are many things that I would like to say to you, and I don't know how, I don't know, yeah. But then like you get the really catchy line of like backbeat, the word is on your street, but the fire in your heart is out. It's just like what's the phrase, like not a firecracker, but like it's like something like light in a box and at the right time. It's,
lightning in a bottle.
Lightning in the bottle. That's what it is. It was lightning in the bottle at the right moment, and it stuck.
I think that this one, see, because I wanted to be that person who was like, oh, Wonderwall is not like Oasis's best song, and I can't remember if I put "Don't Look Back in Anger" above this, but then I was like, yeah, I was like listening through some of their stuff, and I was like, yeah, it really is like one of their best songs. And then I was like, yeah, but I'm not going to put it that high because, it's the meme and blah, blah, blah. And then I just started comparing it to everything else on my list, and it made the first half. So it's just one of those things where like, I want to like dismiss it because of its popularity, but I really can't. His voice on this is just absolutely fantastic. But I think the thing that really, really makes this song as good as it is the production. That wall of sound just like really works in this style. And the thing I think actually really makes this song stand out is the cellos. The cellos in this song are just absolutely perfect. It keeps everything just grounded. It's just an amazing sonic piece that Cody is absolutely killing right now. Let's go to him.
I was almost through the whole song.
It's not that long.
It's not that long. So I honestly don't know what the fuck either one of you talked about. I'm gonna be honest with you, because I was in my mode. I'll watch it back, but this was great. Because this is what I think every time when somebody says Wonderwall, I'm like, Wonderwall. But then the moment Wonderwall plays, I'm in it for the entire time. Like it's just snappy. Like you're gonna be the one that saves me. Like it's been memed, it's been joked about, it's been terribly sung at karaoke's, and you know what? I will still be the one to join in with. And I said maybe. So I'm all for it. It's such a weird song that has stood the test of time at this point, because it feels like a song that should have died away. Like should have went away. Like I'm not saying it's a bad song. It makes no sense why this song has the power that it does. Maybe give it up to the motherfucking Wrecking Crew. Are they in this too? No, I'm just kidding. But it has this stay and this like cult like love. Like I wouldn't even say cult. I think there's like, if you were born in that range or you were from that, like Wonderwall's a part of you. Like you don't get a choice on Wonderwall. Wonderwall chooses you, and you just keep it and you ride it, and then you show people. And like, if I've even like played it for younger people that definitely didn't grow up with Wonderwall, and like, it's always pretty good. I'm like, yeah. For some reason,
This
fucking
this
works.
kind of this song kind of belongs in like the holy trinity of like '90s pop rock songs, and it's this, "Semi Charmed Life," and "Two Princes." Those are the three songs that I kind of put.
I can kind of agree with Two Princes. I don't know about Semi Charmed Life, to be completely honest with you. I bet there's.
What's the
Tune
other
into
song you
music
put in that mix?
debates later on, where they debate whether it counts.
Those
I
those are
think
those
that's
are
what you're doing.
coming. Those are coming.
You're doing that, right? You're doing
Yeah, we
debate,
are.
right?
Yeah, we are. So
Brooklyn, you want me to knock you out again? No, I'm just kidding. Let's move on.
anyway, here's
Oh,
Wonderwall.
man.
All right. So moving on
It's
to
my Wonderwall.
number 78 on our combined list. Runaround Sue by Dion.
Oh, a song that we bonded over the first time we did this show.
Hells yeah, we did.
And it showed up. Beautiful.
So I have this one higher. So little story. Back when I was living in New Jersey, I lived about maybe an hour away from Atlantic City. So I would go there every once in a while. And there was a sweet little karaoke joint called Planet Rose. Brooklyn knows about this place. I actually took him there. And everybody, and he did what was Can You Feel the Love Tonight? And everybody, oh yeah, well,
I just have to say something. Where this song was going and where you're going to describe it, I was like, is there a woman that was around the area that was like a runaround Sue? I was really worried that you would saved it, but that's where I went. I was like, oh my God, there was a Sue around bar that everybody talked about. Wild. All right, continue to your karaoke bar.
Her name was Pam. So yeah. So every once in a while, it would be populated with 20-year-olds and 30-year-olds who just came from the club that was literally next door. And one night I'm there, and I'm like, you know what? I want to do Runaround Sue. And the moment that the opening started, this crowd of drunk 20 and 30-year-olds goes, I fucking love this song! Like, this is a song. Yeah, I know, right? Wild. This is a song that has really stayed in the popular conscious for a long, long time. But I totally understand why. The backing vocals on this song absolutely make this song. Just the hey, hey, da, 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 that is just instantly makes you want to sing along to it. And Dion is just absolutely giving a fantastic performance. Just the way that he's throwing himself into it, it's sort of like when some people sing they want to actually act out the lyrics of it, and that's absolutely what Dion's kind of doing. It is just an absolutely infectious bop that has really, really held its ground over the years.
Yeah. So while Andrew may not have been in a scenario where he had a Sue in his area running around, somebody else might have. So this kind of fell in my lap at the perfect moment. So it's like, yes, I have a song. yeah. So
I did not put two and two together. I did not put two and two together. Did not know.
Let's get personal. We're gonna get personal. Let's get personal.
In terms of the actual song, I love the intro. I love the really soft opening. You can hear this strum of every string on the guitar. And then Andrew was mentioning kind of the backing vocals, but how Dion kind of he plays off of that groove and has certain inflection, especially when you get to the telling you part in kind of the first verse, and then the bridge as well. how he kind of like there's a real kind of like a snarl almost whenever he says like Sue, and then there's a pause, goes out with other guys, and it kind of kicks right back in. But it falls in line with like all the other kind of like the pumped up kick songs of like very very uplifting, happy go lucky, but it's like, hey, you don't mess with this person.
Just I want to like tack on really quick to like a moment that you brought up. Just the way that he goes and she goes out with other guys. Just that like slide down and then slide right back up. Just a great little moment that just like keeps your ear so interested in like having you have to hear what's next in this song. Cody, we've talked about this song before. We've bonded about this song. Go ahead, tell us more.
So this song has kind of popped up in after that thing. I think I've noticed it more. I think it's like popped up in different things. There was a video I saw on who knows, one of the social media sites, but it was an older couple like swing dancing to this song, and it was such a cool because the beat and everything with the dance, so it just works really well. I think it's such a fun song. Honestly, it's kind of a savage song if we're being real. Like fucking Sue, like got like blast. Oh, shit, this is gonna be bad. Sue got exposed, like out, like open, like holy shit, and like I just think like this song could be in the hands, like if this story like in the hands of like a comedian that sings, like could have made this super raunchy and super terrible and blah blah, but it like works in the perfect like how it all works, the back vocals, everything. I never heard the song really or noticed the song really until the last show that the when we went through when you guys went through Rolling Stones lists, and this was on
the songs that were no longer on Rolling Stones list.
Oh, was it no longer on there?
Yeah, it was on the 2010s list, but it was not on the updated list.
Oh, okay. So yeah, this song's just way better. Like the song deserves the list. The song is so much fun, and it's one of those songs that we had this like theme of when songs like people play it like they think it's a love song, and they play it like it's a happy song, and they just don't get it. You're just like sitting there like, yeah, who the fuck Sue? I don't know. Run around, Sue. Like, and then you sit there and listen. You're like, oh my god! It's like the first time you ever heard Grease when you were little, and you heard Grease Lightning for the first time when you're not a child, and you're just like, what the fuck? I was singing that around my grandparents. Like, what's going on? Like, this is the mild version of that. So, yeah, great choice. Great choice. I'm glad it stuck and, like, continued on. So,
deservingly so. All right. Let's move on to number 77 on the list. I'm so mad right now. Number 77 on the list. Cream. Cash Rules Everything Around Me by Wu-Tang Clan. Brooklyn, you have this one higher.
Yeah. So I mean, the chorus, Cash Rules Everything Around Me, Cream, Get the Money, Dollar Dollar Bill, y'all. I think it's just it's a great hook. They kind of end it with the song. But then I think there's some really cool lines in here that I think there's some motivation and whatnot, and I think they're peeling back a lot of layers as to kind of their own life and whatnot. Like I think one of the favorite lines here. Where is it? The court played me short. Now I face incarceration. Pacing, going upstate's my destination, and just how it uses like the kind of the old school flow and like rhythm styles with the kind of the 90s more like raw, like kind of similar, like what NWA kind of set up, these guys kind of carried on with the lyrics and whatnot. So yeah, that's where I think it holds up for me.
Yeah, it's it's just every element works. The production is so good. The RZA just made an excellent piece when it comes to like setting a tone of dark, gritty New York. Because that production, like I've seen how it like the songs that were used, like sampled, and like how they were layered and all that. It's just an immediately incredible piece of production. And then just like everyone on it is just selling these lyrics. Like the rough and tough like leather line is always the one that kind of like stands out to me because just his delivery on that particular line just like punches you. Um, yeah, it just like it's one of those things which is like everything works and it works incredibly well.
One more line that I want to highlight because this one kind of like it kind of catches you by surprise. And ain't trying to hear what I'm kicking in his ear. Neglected for now, but it got to be accepted that life is hectic.
Yeah,
and it's just yeah.
Shoot, I was gonna say one more thing, but we'll just pass it on over to Cody. Oh, the hook. The hook is just so catchy. Like you literally just say casuals everything around me. You're gonna get one person behind you going, "Cream, get the money, dollar bills, y'all." Which, by the way, listen to Diggin' the Greats video on the history of that particular line of dollar bills, y'all. It's like an incredible travel through history of music. But Cody, go on.
Ours arguably the most gangster of all of us. He just has so much street cred. We just can't even keep up with it.
Word.
Also, if I never have to hear you say dollar bills, y'all, I'll be better off for that. Anyways,
Dollar bills, y'all.
I only have 3 vetoes. This was on the chopping block. After re-listen to another song, I changed it. So I'm not in love with this song. I think there are better Wu-Tang Clan songs. I think there was one better in this series, personally.
I might agree.
But overall, like, I think it's. I only have 3, so this one gets saved, and I feel like we probably need more of these kind, like this kind of music on the list over the song I'm vetoing. So that's why I made that decision.
And now I'm pretty sure I know which one you're vetoing, and I am sad. Let's move on to the song that's not the one. Rocket Man. I think it's going to be a long, long time by Elton John.
The most the misused. Oh, what they can't ever get that line correct. They just don't know what it's the most like butchered line in music history. Almost like the Fuel Up Here Alone. It's like they made an entire like commercial joke on that line of like just changing it because no one knew what he said, which is still mind blowing. But go ahead.
You can say that about a lot of Elton John songs, though. If we're gonna be honest,
it's not even the most like misheard lyric from an Elton John song.
Yeah, you're damn right, Tony Danza. So there is just it's the spaciousness of this song, and Elton's delivery on this is just absolutely gorgeous. There is just a kind of a melancholy behind his performance that just absolutely matches the instrumentation. That I want to say it's like a steel guitar or a slide guitar or something. Whenever he's like leading into the chorus, that just like it just adds such a texture to this song. It is just beautiful ear candy. And the melody is just absolutely infectious. It grabs you right away. Like you don't even need to listen to the song a second time to just immediately get the melody of this. It's just an amazing piece.
Somebody I want to shout out on the song in particular, D. Murray on the bass, especially in that second verse. It gets to like the Mars ain't the kind of place to raise your kids. It's cold as hell. And he's way up on the neck, like hitting like these super high octave kind of things that you don't normally get from a bass. And I think it's kind of like a bold choice, especially given like already like the horns and like the kind of the synthy aspects of it. and whatnot. I think that steel guitar thing that you're talking about, it sounds like it's either just like the slide tube or whatever that you put on like your ring finger, and then it just has on the guitar, because you can still hear them. You can still hear them being like pressed against it and whatnot. Because I think on a slide guitar there isn't as much tension. But yeah, like this song has been fucking talked about to death. One of the greatest lines. I think it's going to be a long, long time till touchdown brings me round. And then just the pretty little harmony that you get, and like the "I'm not the man, I think I am at home. Oh no, no, no." And then just has a nice little kind of blast off moment when they get to the like Rocket Man burning out his fuse out there alone. And I think after those moments, it gives it nice time to kind of breathe, and similar to how we were talking about Space Oddity, where it kind of has those moments to kind of just like wander and look and whatnot. So yeah, it's one of Elton's best, and it definitely needs to be in this list.
Yeah. I also want to bring up two things real quick that I forgot to bring up. First of all, Bernie Taupin's lyrics. Just the imagery that he creates, perfect. The Mars ain't the kind of place line that you had brought up earlier. That one always sticks out to me. And then just like the range that Elton's voice is, like his range is like all over the place in the song, but it's so controlled. Like yeah, it's fantastic. Cody, we know that you're a big Elton John fan, so what do you think about this one being here?
This is when I kind of get into that point of like probably more recognizable and like has that power. But favorite, no. But that's not like a shot at it. Like you can, I'm not going to tell you to turn off Rocket Man. It's very similar. Like both the musicians that I love very much, the piano players, I would say.
Piano
I
Man,
like.
you might even say.
Yes, some would say I like their under stuff a little bit more than their most popular stuff. But I would say I like more of Elton's more popular ones than this song. I think it's nice. I think it's a cool song. I think it gets a little long in the tooth, for me, but it's not a bad time. Like it's never a bad time. But there are songs that I'm just like, all right, like I just would rather put on. The other misused line is one of those perfect examples. And then there's another one that I don't know. Again, I text Bar this today, just trying to figure out songs to like what to veto. We've done this is our 22nd episode. There's so many fucking songs. I don't remember what was on episode. I don't know what day we started this, but it's been a while. So I don't even remember what was on episode 1. So I'll send him a thing. He goes, "Oh, that was on episode this." I'm like, okay, well, I had no clue. I don't remember. So yeah, there's other songs that I think he has your song come up. Yes.
Yes.
It has not.
Not yet. Oh yeah.
Not yet.
Spoilers.
Okay, sorry. I try not to do that, but
No, that's fine. We won't say where it is.
Better. So it makes sense to hire. So I'm good with that.
Okay. Let's move on to another song that Elton John just happens to be associated with. Stan by Eminem featuring Dido. Brooklyn, you have this one much higher than I do.
Yeah. So yeah, secret about me, I love Dr. Dre, and I love beats produced by Dr. Dre. And I think this is like the grand opus of sampling, because you're taking a verse from an already great song, like Thank You by Dido. And like the chorus in that is pretty great. So the fact that he took the opening verse of that song and turned it into the hook, and it fits into the song, I think just does something. It's something really cool, and I love the kind of the recycling of music in that sense, where you can kind of take these unheralded aspects and really kind of bring them to the forefront. I think that this is Eminem's best written work in terms of like concept and kind of like developing a character. And I know this is kind of based on a fan that he had, and there's kind of like fabricating certain moments to kind of make the story kind of more grand. But I think this time around, what I've really noticed is when you when he wants you to pay attention to a line, he kind of goes off rhythm. In particular, in like verse 2, it's like the line like he always used to cheat on my mom and beat her, and then it's the line of like my girlfriend's jealous because I talk about you 24/7, and I think it's a cool little way to kind of get these like little snippets of rage that you see, especially in that verse. They're kind of getting there, and then as soon as he gets into verse 3 of like, dear Mister, I'm too good to call or write my fans, and you hear that kind of like agony as he goes on to it. The question that I actually have for both of you, because I didn't realize that like in the actual like album version, like I forgot that they have him like swerving in the car and then going over the bridge and whatnot, and then similar to how we talked about Rocket Man, that space to kind of like process it and whatnot. Do you guys prefer that, like the version where they have that in, or even whenever, like, I know the radio version is not great because it censors a lot of like the edge of the song and whatnot, but do you prefer whenever they keep that car crash in, or would you rather that be taken out entirely?
Oh, I much prefer keeping the car crash in.
Yeah,
it just adds so much more emotional weight.
I associate it with the music video too. That's one of the things. Like I grew up and that was such a big thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. The last thing I want to say too is the pencil scratching. Pencil scratching should not be that catchy, and it just makes sense for essentially an acoustic rap song.
Hey, you know that song by Phil Collins, "In the Air of the Night," about that guy who could have saved that other guy from drowning, but he didn't, and Phil saw it all, and that show he found him. That's one of those like pop cultural references that like should not work as well as it does. But Eminem's writing on this is just so tight, and his delivery of that line, like that's at the moment where stands in the car and he had just drank a fifth of vodka and he's driving with his pregnant girlfriend in the trunk. But like, just the way that he delivers that one line, it just like revs up the tension even more because you hear this guy just rambling and like you're like, I know he's crazy, but like now he's just like completely off the deep end. And what Brooklyn said was right. This is Eminem's best character work, and it's one of those times where like he uses like an inflection on his voice to deliver like that kind of character delivery, and it works incredibly well. One of my favorite aspects about this is the sound of the thunder and the rain. I think that little bit just adds so much depth to it. And then just like you balance it all out with Dido's angelic voice, and there's like a sweetness to it, and it adds that element of a lost like innocence in Stan's girlfriend in all of this. The more and more I talk about it, the more and more I should have put it higher on my list. I think just after the last time that we had talked about this and what Brooklyn and Corey put it over, wow, just like kind of tainted its ranking for me. But yeah, no, this is still it's an incredible piece. One that I'm almost positive that Cody, adores.
Are you calling me?
I said you adore this song. I said you're an angel.
Thanks. Eminem is one of my favorite artists, especially like my teenage years. Like Eminem was not what you could listen to. In school, like we couldn't listen to Eminem. My mom didn't really like Eminem.
My mom still doesn't like Eminem.
Yeah. They did like a modern, like now you know how smear campaigns come all the time. He was like the entry day smear campaign. Like, look how awful he is, look what he is, blah blah.
This man is ruining America.
Yeah, he's homophobic, and then he comes out with Elton John. Like it was like all this stuff was said about him, and it was just so untrue. he's also like the rap assassin. Basically, he's literally murdered people's careers, and I love that.
The amount of people I've heard saying, "Oh, Machine Gun Kelly definitely beat him," I'm like,
Machine Gun Kelly changed genres. Machine Gun Kelly changed genres and outfits, basically.
Better than that.
He murdered him so bad. And to think about it, like, not to get in a side tangent, but he literally sent a tweet about Haley being attractive, and she was 16 and he was 22. And like, the one thing you probably shouldn't do is come after Eminem and his family. Like, he is denied hundreds of millions of dollars to go on tour because he was watching Haley grow up. Like, the crazy. This song is such an interesting perspective. Like, I think because like I would say everybody on this call is at least sane to some degree. You know, we might have our little moments, but
I'm left-handed, so I'm already fucked.
But you think about those people, you think about those fan bases and like the celebrities that probably, like, if we're being real, like have probably blood on their hands, like not by like their doing, but like an obsession with what they've done.
Well, that's literally why they're called stans in the American lexicon now.
Yeah. And it's just crazy. Like, this is not a crap on her, but like Taylor Swift is probably the biggest artist, like female at this time frame. Like, like she is
bigger than Beyonce right now.
She is bigger than any artist at this moment. And it's not even close. Like what she's able to accomplish, but like how some of her fans and people like react and stuff and like puts her like in such a hard, because like she couldn't say hi to a percentage of her fans without like taking like a weeks to do. Like she
had a scary stalker incident.
Yeah, she's had so many. So the people that like and living in this day and age, like this was written in like 2002, right? 2002, 2003, like maybe earlier.
2000.
So the Googler.
But if you think about it, like with AI and with like catfishing and social media, yeah, go ahead.
Andrew got it. 2000.
Yeah. So you're thinking now 24 years where this song was this, and this was letters, right? Like there are celebrities that talk about celebrities getting like messages from this person and they think it's real and they like believe all of it and like the situations, and then it's not true because like why would Eminem or why would Taylor Swift or why would Beyonce be messaging you? Like it doesn't check, it doesn't rally. So this is like such an interesting way before time like song for me. Like, well, not way before its time. It's perfect for where it was, but it even probably means more now than it did back then, just with the availability. I love the pencil scratches. I love like song on top of it. I think that's just a beautiful way to incorporate that. And like it's such like he's such a good storyteller. Like where he's able to do it, like, if Phil Collins would have just saved that guy from drowning and instead of writing a song about it, like I always find that story funny. But it's like and then he gets into such a dark story, like his wife is in the car, like she's in the car, like he's driving, and then you hear a thing, and then the letter comes in at the end, like he does it, like there's no perception on like how much time he has to just let the guy breathe. Like he's on tour, he's doing stuff, blah, 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 whatever. So many people write him, but yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy, and it's kind of like eerie and creepy, like still, but it's such a good like thing. But I agree with Bar. As soon as it's like the Phil Collins line comes in, that song it hits so hard and it just works so well. Like it just worked. I'm glad. Like this is a song that I think about all the time. Like this and Clean Out Your Closet and like Lose Yourself. Like those songs that have such like tight meanings about like trauma basically and like different situations and like where he's able to put pencil to paper and like come out with this insane storytelling. And for it to enter here at 75 and you had it at 74 is great. Like this song could have clearly missed an entire 500 list because it's one of those songs, but for you guys to represent it is awesome. I agree. And I also agree it's better than Lose Yourself. So it definitely deserves a spot higher. So good choice.
All right, let's move on to a song that was decades before this one. Hit the Road Jack by Ray Charles. Brooklyn, you have this one higher. You get to go first.
I just want to. I'm gonna bring this up one time, and that's it. Because all
One
the song
time.
is, yeah, all the song is it's literally it's 4 chords in that order, and that's all it does, and it's so goddamn catchy. I love the drum kit in this. The thing I noticed this time on re-listen was the splash cymbal, like just how it's like a little bit muddy, but I think it kind of fits everything else, kind of given like how tight the horns are and the vocals are and whatnot. I love the line, "Oh woman, no woman, you're mean. You're the meanest old woman that I've ever seen." Just kind of the way that it rhymes.
Oh.
The little touch in here that I really enjoy as well is like the I guess if you say so, and then the kind of the horn comes in. I have to pack my things and then go. I think that horn in the song is kind of meant to be kind of like the sigh, I guess, from Ray. So I thought that was a kind of cool little way to have that moment in there. I'm blanking on the name of the female vocalist, but her raspiness, I think, also does a really good job in it as well, and just the range that the backing vocals have in general. And then you have like Ray just kind of being like chaotic good of like wailing out these like what you say. And I just think, it's really cool. Like this is one that my dad showed to me at a very early age. And I just think it's a simplistic song that nails its execution.
I think this may have been the song to introduce me to Ray Charles. So nostalgia may have played a little bit of a factor in why I have it ranked so high, but also the interplay between Ray Charles and Margie Hendrix is incredible. There are lines in this song where I feel like if literally any other person at any other like period of time in history delivered it, it would sound stupid. But when Ray Charles sings, oh woman, don't you treat me so mean. You're the meanest old woman I ever seen." Like, he fucking sells it. He's I've brought this up before. There's a reason that Frank Sinatra called him the only genius in music, because he was. Like, yeah, the arrangement, the production, the vocal delivery. Margie Hendrix again, because she needs more credit than she gets for this song. Yeah, it's just so catchy, so memorable, and it still sounds like almost nothing else today. This is another one that I assume that Cody just absolutely adores. Tell me if I'm right or wrong.
Definitely not the first Ray Charles song I ever heard. There's a movie that features a song from Ray Charles while a fat man is driving a car in winter while Steve Martin sleeps next to him. Arguably, probably my favorite. No, I wouldn't say my favorite. So when Ray came out, 2005, I believe.
I think that's right. Either that or 4.
My whole family went on like a huge Ray Charles kick. Like I think we heard "Mess Around" probably 60 times in that month. Like we listened to it all the time. Interesting thing about Ray Charles's music, like it's all pretty much short too, so it's like quick and in, like 2 minutes, 2 minute 30, like this song. When she's like, "You wicked old woman," I guess I'll just go or whatever. And then hers, like, he was bringing up raspiness, but it's like, don't care if you do. As she says, "How don't care if you do," like how it just rides. It's just such a cool, like her voice, like it's such a fun, catchy song. Like I don't know, like I just don't know how you sing it without putting a smile on your face and like doing your best Ray Charles impression while you're like riding around listening to this.
You gotta do like
you just gotta slay every time. Like I'll be back on my feet someday. It's great. It's a great song. It stands the test of time. I think we've heard a lot of artists, but if you could go and take a deep dive into somebody's like catalog and like work through it, like go through some Ray Charles. Like Ray Charles has got some insane songs. And he's got such a troubled past too. Like he's got so much going. Like blind, struggled with substance abuse, wives, all the stuff. He's got it. He's got it all. Some would say
Needing
that's
more
just a
blankets and
biopic.
less blankets.
Yeah, he's got a stereotypical biopic story, but it works and it's true. So it works really well. So great choice. I was really happy to see this on the list.
Okay, let's move on to something. Once again, we're gonna hop back into the time machine and go all the way to I believe it was 2004. All these things that I've done by the Killers.
39 to 256. Jeez.
Yeah, this song hit me at the exact right time. And I think the thing that also helps this song for me is that it is my go-to karaoke song. Because you do this at karaoke, and immediately at least like a third of the people there are gonna be like, "Oh shit! All these things I've done by the Killers." It is just an epic piece. Just that the way that Brendan Flowers just opens it with that one piano key, just like playing in the back, and then you hear the organs start to come in, and then you hear that guitar, and then the drums and the bass come in, and it is just this perfect ramp up to that driving energy. And Brandon Flowers sounds like he's singing through a goddamn megaphone, and it just feels so empowering to hear him sing these lines about, not wanting to be put on the back burner. Like he's searching for his purpose in life, and he wants to find meaning from the back of his broken hand. It's just, I think it's just an incredibly epic piece. And then once you get into the bridge of "I got soul, but I'm not a soldier," it's kind of a corny line, but the way that they deliver it by adding this like almost like gospel choir-esque backing vocals to it, it just creates this amazing piece that just gets your blood fucking pumping. I think this is just an incredible piece. It's like 5.5 minutes or something like that, but it keeps your attention and the energy going the entire time.
Yeah, so where the song really shines, I think, is the intro, like the do, and then just kind of how that carries on with it and whatnot. I'll agree with you, Andrew. Like the ending is just so iconic. I think it was was it a commercial for the Olympics or was it a commercial for like Nike? I want to say it was like around the time the song came out, and I was like, oh, okay, this is cool. And then I realized it was cool. I was like, oh, even better. But yeah, getting to hear the song live is also a huge plus. Just being in a crowd in that moment and whatnot. Although I must say, Andrew, I think you have it a little bit too high. And the reason that I say that is because think of like all the other songs that were kind of coming out around that time. Mm-hmm. You're like your Franz Ferdinand's "Take Me Out," like your Foo Fighters,
which
like
I had.
Pretend, like yeah,
which I had.
Like, I know you had all these songs, but like this, I understand the nostalgic aspect, but I think for me it loses its momentum in the middle of it. Like the bass line I at one point is doing a lot of the the work in there and whatnot. So I think there's something in the second act that keeps it below like the 250 line for me.
Here's what it has that puts it above the other songs that you mentioned. It's doing a lot more, and it's able to pull it off. There are a lot more risks being taken in this song that I think that you're giving it credit for, that the other two songs do. And I'm not saying that those other two songs are bad. They were on my list. But this one is trying to do a lot and it successfully pulls off every single thing. So that would be my argument.
Okay. I think I'll just attend it. I don't have anything more of substance to add. I know Cody wants us to maybe one day.
I'm a bitch and slap him. Go.
You're a stupid face.
You put regular mustard on your sandwich. That's the best insult I have right now.
I do, because fuck ketchup. Cody.
There's better mustards out there. There's Dijon. There's all these other ones. No.
I'm so baffled that your response was because it's better than ketchup, and you didn't go with Dijon. What are we doing?
No, Dijon.
If you're putting ketchup on anything, like, for one, I have judgments for you. But if you put anything that's not a burger related, get the fuck.
Oh no, I don't even put that shit on burgers.
Yeah, me neither. I'm okay, just making sure. Like, okay. I was very surprised when I saw this song. Because I don't say it's bad. It's not. It's really good. I got soul, but I'm not a soldier. It's fun. It's fun, right? I think we've just entered to a level of this where this song doesn't belong. Like, the air is too thin up here. The air, it's just too. We're talking top echelon, 100 songs. This song won't stand. It probably hasn't stood. If we're being real, if we're being 100% true, this song has not translated past. Like, there's a song from the Killers that has translated and is still in the lexicon. Everyone knows.
About.
Which
I still think that that's this song though. Like yes, that other song might be more catchy, but I think this is still the better one.
Say it one more time.
I think that other song might be catchier and more sing-along-y, but I think that this one is still better.
I disagree with that, but agree to disagree on that one. That's fine. Because I can have either one, right?
Yeah.
There's one so this is again, you guys don't have to follow that rule or wherever you go. It's just my mindset when I'm thinking about these songs at top 100. I put on this song, I'm not getting crowd interaction as much, right? I will get when I can get people on board with that. I play the chord, the opening chord to the other Killer song, Mr. Brightside. And there are people falling out of their damn chairs. There are people screaming. Like, it doesn't even if you want people involved, you play Mr. Brightside. Like, it just works. I don't have a problem with it being represented. I think that's fine. I think 39 is crazy, but you also led with this is a karaoke song of yours.
It is
so
my
that's always
go-to.
going to have that. Yeah, that's already going to have some, of course. Why, if that's not in your top 50, why the fuck are you singing it? That doesn't make any sense. If it's your go-to, 39 seems low, personally. But
that's because a lot of the songs that are above this are out of my vocal range, and I cannot deliver those.
That's respectable, sir. But overall, yeah.
Karaoke singer.
I did teach that to the rest of America. Still the worst
I
bomb.
can't. There's
the
so
worst bomb that Japan ever dropped on us was karaoke. I love that that comedian's joke. Not mine, not original. Okay. But no, I will win it. That is so much fun. So yeah, good choice.
Okay. Moving on to number 72, the penultimate song of this list. Eleanor Rigby by the Beatles.
Oh, wow. So I know what I did. Fair enough.
Yeah, that's what I was expecting to happen today, honestly. So I had this one higher. This is also in my top 100. You want to know a funny thing about this song? Cody's shaking his head. I'm going to say it anyway. This is the only Beatles song that none of the Beatles play any instruments on. This is the only song in their entire catalog where none of the Fab Four play a single
The
instrument.
motherfucking Wrecking Crew?
I wish it was the motherfucking
Oh,
Wrecking
it's like,
Crew.
they back? They're here.
Now, here's the thing, though. The motherfucking Wrecking Crew's fucking American, not Brits. But there's a tone and an underlying tension in this song there's a slight eeriness to this song, which I really dig a lot. Just like The Grave that was dug for Eleanor Rigby. It feels kind of like Edgar Allan Poe-like, and I love Edgar Allan Poe. He's one of my favorite writers. I'll get that right out there. But just like the layering of the vocals in the I look at all the lonely people, and then you get the strings coming in. Yeah, there's just a tension and an eeriness. It's macabre. It really, really is, and it's one of the best examples of that in music history. And it just sounds amazing. Duh.
Yeah, so it's kind of hard to call this a Beatles song. Like it did come off of, what was it, Revolver? Yeah, but yeah, I almost classify this as like George Martin featuring Paul McCartney. Like if this song got released today, it would, like, George Martin would have gotten the same treatment as like a David Guetta or like one of the other producers. I think.
Well, he is the fifth Beatle.
He is. He just, yeah, he needs credit, and this is the song where he gets that. I think the strings do a really cool fucking job, because basically, like, you have the cello hitting the bass notes, and then every time that the cello is resting, you hear either the viola or the violin or some of those higher octave ones, and it just does a really good job of mixing everything and keeping that kind of quick pace. While Paul is trying to tell the story, and then you get the part where it's like Father Mackenzie, and then the strings kind of cut out for a little bit to kind of change up the rhythm of it and whatnot. But like, as I'm saying that, I also kind of put this in the same vein as like "Hey Ya" by Outkast, where it's just like in the beat and like in the discography of the Beatles themselves, it's so different from everything else that it's hard for it to be like, oh, this is an all-time Beatles song. It is an all-time Beatles song, but not for the reasons that you've come to love the Beatles.
Cody, have you ever heard of the Beatles before? They're just a little band out of Liverpool.
Just four lads.
Yeah, this super overrated band. Now, I say that, I've said this before, when you're considered the best band in the world, you will always be considered overrated. Do I consider them the best band of all time? Absolutely not. Not a shot in hell. But I don't think we get, like, I think they're such a building block of music that it's impossible to deny what they've done. You don't get Walt Disney without Snow White, you know what I mean? Like, you gotta, like, I don't think Snow White's best, but, like, it does something. The people that come out and say they're bad is absolutely a trash take. Like, you're stupid. You don't understand music, and that's fine. And that's coming from somebody that doesn't understand music. I had no idea what this song was, to be honest with you. But when I listened to the song, I know exactly what it was. I'm with Brooklyn. It feels the most unlike a Beatles song that I've ever heard in my life. You know what I mean? That's not a bad thing. It's actually a pretty interesting thing. I would be like, it's short. It's very Edgar Allan Poe. Like, I felt like that the entire time while I listened to it. It's a very just interesting song. Once I listened to the full words, you know, because I've heard the "look at all the lonely people," but like when you hear the story, like, wow. So no, I respect both of you for putting a song like this. Now, I don't know where it would rank, like, in the list of, like, Beatles songs, so I may sound like a total idiot when I say this, but when I say this, I said, like, this is one lesser known, like, on the nose, like, Beatles song that you could have picked to put it here. So I think that's interesting. Gives people something to listen to. Maybe they experience, because I think there's 10 to 15 Beatles songs that people know like more than this song. If I was to just pull,
I think when
Maybe.
we did Jukebox Playlist Beatles, this was number 9 or number 8. But I remember but I
there was a panel that liked Beatles, right?
Yeah. Well, there was 2 times we did it. There was one time. The second time we did it was myself, Andrew, and David. And then the first time we did it, I think it was me, Malcolm, and Luca. And then the first time we did it, this was the only song that all 3 of us had. So it was the collective number 1.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I think out of all of the Beatles songs I had on my list, I think this was my number 3 overall. We talked about one of the ones that was above this already with Yesterday.
Yeah.
So
if there was also speaking of that episode, if there's one song that I could add to this list specifically from the Beatles, it's the long one, the one that David actually mentioned. It's like the entire second half of Abbey Road into one 16-minute medley. Man,
the trilogy.
Yeah, I was listening to it on the drive home from Halifax on Friday.
I would not have allowed it as one song. I'm sorry, I just would not have allowed that.
Damn.
All right. Let's move on to the final song on this list.
Vito.
Kind of. Let's say it. Let me say it first, Cody.
Oh,
okay.
Sorry.
Let's give it the zoo. Bad. Love Will Tear Us Apart by Joy Division.
Vito.
Okay. Mr. Producer Man, do you have the video for?
It's called a veto.
There we go. Thank you. So Brooklyn and I will get out like something real fast about this, and then
you don't get to talk about it. It's dead. I shot it on the floor. I killed it.
It's my number 46, Cody. Let me
release a video later and tell you about how much you loved it. I killed it on the floor. It's dead.
Yeah, this is also the song that killed its lead singer. Sorry, that was the darkest joke I've made in a long time.
Woo!
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, I'm going to get out what I like about this song. The thing that I enjoyed on re-listen that I did not get the first time, the opening. The opening reminds me a lot of The Who, and like the kind of the quick guitar kind of building the atmosphere to get there. I'll keep it at that.
There's one line in this song that has, it's still one of my favorite lines of all time. It's, "Why is the bedroom so cold? You've turned away on your side." And it's just like, that's... Shut the fuck up, Cody. Go ahead. Tell us what are you replacing it with, and tell us why it's trash.
Alone by Heart.
Ooh, okay.
Oh yeah.
I forgot you were.
Hinted at this.
Yeah.
I hinted at this last week.
You were.
I know Brooklyn's not as big of a fan. Like, I think he said something like, he's like, yeah, I'd still put the other one. Fine. This is the song that I hear when somebody like attempts it. Like, you have my full attention until you lose my full attention. This is a song that I feel like embarrassed sometimes. Like, when I struggle with that from sometimes is like what's they call, like, I feed off other people's embarrassment. Like, when I see somebody, I'm just like, close the app, get off the screen, run the hell away. Like, situational embarrassment, whatever it is. But like, I hate it. So when somebody goes for this song, I think this song is we talked about this last week. Heart does not get enough like praise for what they are. Heart is insane. Who's the lead singer? What's her name?
Ann Wilson.
You're muted, Brooklyn. Just a heads up. Ann Wilson, her voice is just so incredible. And then when this kicks in, till now, I just like, and then if you nail this as a cover, I just like, my respect level for you like shoots to the moon, because I think it's such a powerful song. It's so fun. And then if you have a group, like it's like a bar or something, and everybody's just belting it, it's so much fun. Like, this is a song and it's a song that I've forgotten about over time. Like, sometimes it'll pop out, I'm like, oh yeah, let me hear that again, and then I'll hear it. I went on when I was texting Andrew today. I went like 6, 7 deep on covers of this song, just listening to people sing it. Some bad, some good, but oh, so good. So sorry to the other one. This song is better. Sorry.
Okay, well, I respect the pick. I think it's a great pick for this list. I genuinely do. Um, Ann Wilson is just one of those vocalists that just like her belt. Oh my god! Like I feel like we only really have Adele now that kind of belts in her songs, like at least popular music wise. Um, there's definitely more people like in the indie scene or the underground scene, but in the public conscious, I feel like we've kind of like lost this kind of vocalist, at least when it comes to women in music. Um, and Nancy Wilson, oh Jesus Christ, she's just one of the greatest guitar players of all time. Like, give Nancy Wilson some respect. Yeah, Cody.
It's just really funny how the song opens, like the ticking of the clock, and it's like leading in, but you know that something's coming. Like you've never heard the song before, and then it's like alone. It's just like straight punches you in the face, like so. It's just like I'm just like fully on board. So I just think it's she sets it up. They set it up perfectly to like kick in. So, but with that belt, I 100% agree. I think Adele is like one of those only ones that now that like just lets it go. Probably hurts her voice, strains her vocal cords more than she needs to, but it's just like it's insane. So I will now go away.
You're fine. I was okay. I'm glad you did that because I was double checking to see if Jim Steinman helped write it, and he didn't. But it definitely sounds like something like Meatloaf would have done. There's grandiosity and just power, power to this song. It's incredible. So while I'm sad that the other song will not be on the list anymore, I'm happy that this one is here. Brooklyn.
As somebody who was born in the great maple land of Canada, it is I'm obligated to say that I'm glad that the song is on the list. It's funny that Cody was like, "Oh yeah, I forgot about the song." I have the opposite feeling. So like because because there's so much American music on the Canadian radios, they made a bylaw where like 10% of the music that's played has to be Canadian. So this for me is like the like growing up, it's like the drive home from the dump at like Saturday at like 11 in the morning. Like this song would be on, like everybody's working for the weekend. Like it would just always be in that mix. But I agree with you though. If you're able to cover it, it's amazing. My cousin actually did this song with her dad's band this week. I'll send a video of a Cody because she fucking nails it, especially like when you get into like that soft verse, oh, like alone, and then you get to like till now. That's such a different need from the voice because you're pushing so much and trying to get so much volume out. But then yeah, like the harmony in it as well, and then like especially that big wail at the end, kind of paired with Nancy's guitar work on it. It's a great cheesy 80s ballad.
All right, well, that's going to wrap it up for this episode, you guys. But real quick, we're going to go over what we've gone over in this episode. So, number 80 on the list now is Wouldn't It Be Nice by the Beach Boys. Number 79 is Wonderwall by Oasis. Number 78 is Run Around Sue by Dion. Then we have Cream, Cash Rules Everything Around Me by Wu-Tang Clan at number 77. Number 76 is Elton John with Rocket Man. I think it's going to be a long, long time. Number 75 is Stand by Eminem and Dido. Number 74 is Hit the Road Jack by Ray Charles and Margie Hendrix. Let's put that out there. Number 73 is All These Things I've Done by the Killers. Number 72 is Eleanor Rigby by the Beatles. And now joining the list is Alone by Heart at number 71. Cody, I have just sent the playlist of the next 10 songs. Here we go. Give us your thoughts.
It's loading.
Oh, okay. In the meantime, fuck. Fuck me.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, okay. Really love one of these songs. Oh, love two of these songs. 30 songs.
Okay.
And I have my veto, so everything's perfect.
Motherfucker. Okay.
There are two in line. I see two that I'll have to listen to both to see, but there are two that I see that will definitely be on the chopping block.
And knowing how you only have 2 episodes left to use your 2 vetoes, I know something is gonna happen.
I could veto both. I could just go, but
You
I
could.
won't. I can't. I can't do that when not knowing what's on the following list.
Yeah, you can't. You're right.
You can negotiate with me and send me that one. We'll talk.
Nah. All right, guys. Thank you so much.
That means there's a PG song there. Okay.
Actually, the answer to that is no. There's not.
Oh, okay. Well, then I'll just shoot it here. That's fine.
All right, guys. Tune in next week when Cody basically buries me in a ditch. So, thank you all for watching. This is Off Our Stones. That is Cody Newberry. That's Brooklyn Vale. I'm Andrew Barr.
Driving safe. Flip your car.
keep on doing dangerous things with your
Drive
vehicle.
safely, please. Drive safe.